Welcome to the sixth and final episode of Season 2 of the Make Your Destiny Happen Petite podcast. I'm Donzel Leggett, author of the award-winning book, Make Your Destiny Happen, and founder of Destiny Development Delta, where we equip leaders to take ownership of their growth, align their actions with purpose, and activate with consistency. This podcast is where we translate those principles into practical steps. In episode 1, I introduced the iLEAD Change Leadership Operating Model and mentioned that over the next 5 episodes, I would be explaining each element while also providing personal examples in the form of iLEAD change agent stories. Remember that iLEAD is a descriptive acronym made up of 5 elements: inspire, light, engage, activate, and develop, that all work together to navigate and drive change, to provide a leadership operating model or roadmap to follow to make your destiny happen. In this episode, I will explain the 5th and final element, D for develop. Develop, as part of the iLEAD change model, is defined as the process of growth through successive learning and the building of capability to continuously expand, differentiate, and evolve knowledge, perspective, and experience. This is the key to being able to adapt to and navigate an uncertain future to make your destiny happen. Now, in my book, Make Your Destiny Happen, I talk about the impact of my grandmother and my great-grandmother on my life, how they instilled in me the values that would eventually develop into the A attitudes of leadership. And although my mother also played a significant role in manifesting these values, it was her role in instilling in me the critical importance of continuous learning that was most impactful. I call this building a Development Delta core mindset. My mother would relentlessly hammer home the critical importance of continuous learning in the form of higher education as the staying power over the long haul compared to anything else. And in my case, that meant athletics. Here are 2 of her most memorable lessons on this. Back when I was in 8th grade, I was a big kid, 6 foot 3 inches tall, 200 pounds or more. Before I went to high school, my mom set up a meeting with the high school athletic director, the football coach, and the basketball coach to let them know that her son was coming the following year, to let him know that he's big, and she knew that they were going to want to recruit me to play sports. But she told them that if she allowed me to play and I got 1 grade lower than a B, she would pull me off all of the teams. And if they didn't want that to happen, then they better ensure that I stayed focused on academics. 3 years later, as a junior in high school, I'd grown to 6 feet 5 inches tall and 240 pounds. I was already receiving lots of recruiting letters from colleges for football and basketball. I was also doing extremely well as a student, maintaining a 3.5 GPA. But during the second quarter, I got complacent and made a poor judgment, didn't study for an English midterm, and I got a D. I was scheduled to travel to the Bahamas with the high school basketball team for a tournament. My mom reminded me of what she had said about playing sports and not getting a grade lower than a B, and that I had agreed to that. She decided to not completely pull me off the team, but she said, "You're not going to the Bahamas." She then held me accountable to tell my team, to tell the coaches, myself, that I wouldn't be going and why. And I had to show up to school that whole week while my entire team was in the Bahamas and explain to all my friends and classmates why I was there instead of in the Bahamas. That was lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 came a few years later. I was going in my 4th year at Purdue University and was feeling that a change in scenery would be better for my football career and that I should transfer to another school. I had already been twice academic All-Big Ten and an academic All-America at Purdue, so I felt that I had already lived up to my mom's expectations regarding education. So I didn't see any reason why I shouldn't transfer to another school that I felt would provide a better system that catered more to my football strengths and improve my draft possibilities for the NFL. I mentioned this to my mom, and she immediately said, "Purdue is a great school with a great academic reputation. If you transfer, I will never speak to you again." Obviously, that shut down any thoughts of transferring, and this ended up being some of the best advice I ever received in terms of long-term career development. How many parents of 8th graders who are really good athletes would meet with the high school coaches, not to talk about playing time or when their kid would play varsity, but instead to put the coaches on notice by telling them that if they didn't help keep that kid focused on academics and he gets a C, she would pull him off the team. Maybe some, but not many. How many parents would hold their honor roll kid back from a rare and for some once in a lifetime opportunity to travel to the Bahamas with their high school basketball team to play in a tournament because they got one bad test grade? Again, maybe some, but not many. And how many would talk their young adult son out of transferring to another university for better circumstances to play pro ball, especially today with the transfer portal? I would guess very few. Through my mom's decisive and stern actions, she demonstrated to me the critical importance of continually developing myself through uncompromising focus on education. Without her push, I would not be where I am today. And Make Your Destiny Happen probably never gets written, nor would this podcast exist. This is iLEAD Change Develop, and I am so thankful to my mother for instilling a continuous learning development Delta core mindset in me. As we conclude season 2, I would ask you to reflect on iLEAD Change, the lessons and stories I shared, and how they may relate to you. And visit our website, makeyourdestinyhappen.com, and send me your thoughts and questions. I'd love to hear from you. Remember, while you're there, explore our site to learn more about us. Sign up to become an insider. Register for workshops. Request a personally signed copy of my award-winning book, Make Your Destiny Happen, or register for a chance to get a free copy of my newly released audiobook. Also note that I'll be starting a long-form podcast very soon in 2026 that will delve deeper into the concepts in my book, share key lessons, and welcome guests who've been impacted by my book and are taking action to make their destinies happen. They will share their stories with you to inspire your transformation. Watch for this announcement on my website and subscribe on my YouTube channel and your favorite podcast hosting sites. Once again, thanks for joining this episode and enjoying the second season of the Make Your Destiny Happen Petite podcast. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the release of season 3. Until then, remember that you are the leader of your life and you have the power to make your destiny happen.